Hey everybody, welcome back to Zen Perry Project. I'm Zen, and today we have a very special group of dudes, VALEFOR. Really incredible progressive rock, a little bit of hardcore. We've played a couple shows with them with Dirtbag. We got Cole, we got Sean, we got Cody. Thanks for being on the show. Let's get into it. You guys want to just kind of introduce yourselves one by one and just kind of say what you do and what's going on with the band as far as your perspective is?
Yeah, I'm Cole. I'm the guitarist. I've been playing with Sean for probably ever since I started playing guitar. He'd been playing the stand-up bass and stuff in school, and we were looking for a bass player, and that was it. He was the right fit for us. I remember we showed him this was like a long time ago. I showed him like a tab to like a 3 Days Grace song, and he was like, "What's with all the twos and the zeros?" He didn't read tabs. I was like, "You're in, dude."
That's fucking great. All right.
Uh,
How about you,
What's
Sean?
going on?
What's your perspective?
I'm Sean. I'm the bass player. So I started playing bass back in '09. I was playing more like classical stuff. But once I started playing with Cole around probably like 2014, I got like super into like all the rock and metal shit. I started going crazy with it. And then when we met our drummer Cody in 2022, we started going insane with all the shows.
Oh yeah.
That would be me. I am the drummer of VALEFOR. I'm Cody, and I met Cole. I don't know if Sean was there, but I know Cole was there, and I recognized them because I saw them at Old Amityville Music Hall with one of my exes, and I recognized them, and I was playing in my band's compository at I think that was Village Pub,
Village Pub, yeah.
and I was telling him like I really want to be a more metal drummer. I want a metal band, and he's like, "Well, we're looking for a drummer." And then, lo and behold, became this. They put me on to. I think the biggest help was them introducing me to like Mastodon, the shirt Cole's wearing right now, and I didn't never heard of them, but now they're one of my favorites and one of my big influences.
Huh. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, kind of seems like Coley kind of got these dudes. I don't know. I guess I could hear the Mastodon influence for sure, and I've seen Mastodon live. They're fucking ripped. And rest in peace to Brian, right?
Yeah, Brent Hines.
Yeah,
Did
Brent.
you see them? Did you see them at Coney Island with Gojira and Lorna Shore?
No, I saw him probably 4 years ago in San Francisco. I'm from California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I saw them with the Eagles of Death Metal, which is a really weird bill, but they're like best friends for some
That's
reason.
so
Interesting.
Yeah. Um, that's pretty cool though. And like, how old are you guys? Just generally speaking.
I'm 26.
Okay, cool.
26. I'm 26 as well.
Yeah, because you guys met in school, and then Cody.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm 25.
All right, yeah, you guys are. You guys got really something special, going on because the last time I saw you guys at Dirt Fest, like everybody was like jaw dropped, like you guys fucking rip.
Hey,
And
thanks, yo. It was a good time. That was a great show.
yeah, that was a good show. Really, really, no, to my knowledge, nobody got anything stolen. Um, and it was just good vibes all around. But man, you
Yeah,
guys
that
bring
was a
the
killer
heat.
show.
And there's something special about you guys, particularly that you guys don't seem all that interested in the theatrics, and trying to like put on a face for yourselves. Like in general, like you guys just genuinely look like you're enjoying the hell out of the music and like just really in it in like a very like in a oddly soothing way considering how heavy your guys' music is. And there's something really special about that. Like everybody in the audience is just like watching you guys and just very like kind of blown away, which is really fucking cool. And it's
Yeah.
something a little different. A lot of people are hype and trying to get people coming up to the front of the stage and doing this and that. It's like you guys don't have to do that. You guys are just it's about watching your stuff. So I'm just kind of curious to just to get into your guys' perspective on making music and how you guys feel about the art and the creation and the scene that you guys have found yourself in. That wasn't a question, but if there's any thoughts come to anybody's mind, you know, let me
Well, I
hear.
was actually having this conversation yesterday with somebody. I don't know, like I just love playing. I love performing and working at it, and it's not the like we were playing in Long Island City yesterday. We had to lug all our stuff around and drive all the way out there, and but that's not why we do. We go up there because when we're up there, and I'm not thinking about lugging my stuff around, or I'm just up there having fun. I everything else goes away, and that's I think the beautiful thing, and it's
Yeah, I think
it's like we're not performing for anybody, we're performing for ourselves. But when other people dig it, that's like crazy, It's not
I
why we
like
do it.
to I like to release a lot of pent up emotions when I'm on stage, and then for the next hour or so, or even like the rest of the night, I my brain is just silent. It feels good. It's like a real soothing. You're all amped up, only thinking about your instrument and then the music and then the connection with your band. And then after that, it's just like radio silence up here for me, and it's peaceful.
I
I
feel like
noticed that.
we're
I
all
noticed that last night. I was sitting down with my girlfriend, and I'm just like staring off, listening to the other bands, and I'm like, "This is good." But like, we got a lot of creative people in our scene. It's the scene we kind of found ourselves in is very mixed. Like with the Sweet 208 crowd, we have a show with Snow Dog Collective coming up, and like it's a variety of different genres. There's not a lot of like, you know, uh, metal bands and like subgenres of metal bands on Long Island. It's mostly just hardcore and stuff. But it's fun. I've made good friends.
How do you feel about it? Everything, Sean?
yeah, I feel like we're all just like super passionate about like the stuff we play, and we try not to really put that all into like one box. Like we're always trying to do something different and never repeat like one kind of song, or like we obviously try to keep it all heavy and like energetic, but I don't think that's something that you could really fake for too long. Like there's some people that will try to put together a band just because they think that's going to be the next thing that's going to be popular, and then if your heart's not really in it, it's not going to be something that they could keep up doing forever. And I think the way we just mesh with writing songs together and enjoying it, it really helps it keep going forward.
Yeah. Huh. It, this is kind of what I imagined you guys would be talking about and saying, with all this, and it shows. It absolutely shows. And like, I mean, I'm a drummer. And Cody, you fucking rip. Like, all the drummers at the last show, that you guys played, and everybody's like, what the hell? Uh, so but it's incredible. And that's how I feel when I watch you guys. It's the radio sounds you were talking about of, um, it doesn't, you don't have this like nervous energy to what is a pretty heavy, intense music. And yeah,
It's funny you say that because I am always so nervous when I go up on stage.
really.
I I I'm like shaking in my boots, but it goes away after a moment. I'm after the first or second song, like, but anticipating it, thinking about going up, oh, that's tough.
What do you think makes you nervous? Like, what do you like, generally speaking, what are you nervous
I
about?
don't I don't know. It's vulnerable being up there, It's vulnerable sharing the music that you create, and it could be a very personal thing sometimes for a lot of people. And but I think that's where it comes in. Like I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it for their validation. I'm doing it for me. And you know, when people do say stuff, I don't know. That's not why I do it. But when they do say stuff, it's like, wow, you didn't have to say that. They're not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
I
Do you
but
guys feel
I
like you're vulnerable with each other in general?
I would say
um
so. I think we're all one thing we all have in common is we're all like our biggest critics when it comes to playing shows. Like I think it's really important to have like that transparency. Like we'll get off the stage and then just joke around saying like, oh, this part I kind of flubbed that, and it helps us to grow and know what we need to work on for the future.
Yeah, I don't think
But
we
I
ever
think,
have a single show that like we're like there wasn't one mistake, you know? I mean, like being critical, I think, is what drives you to be better, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Any thoughts on that, Cody?
No, I agree. I was just like, yeah, no, I don't really know what to say. I have sets where I'm like, people come up to me and I'm like, I really did fucking horrible, and you're telling me I don't know if we're allowed to curse, but I'm like, I did not do my best, and I'm glad that whatever mistakes flew under the radar. Like we were at the end of a song last night, and the beater on the right of my double pedal flew out, and I'm like trying to use my left, and I'm like, this sucks, but like, there are shows where I drop sticks constantly. I just can't like hold on to them, or like I'm not in the right headspace, but it's like, at the end of the day, I'm still a musician. I'm a human. Mistakes happen. I don't really care.
What do you think kind of generally drove you all towards music individually? Um, I don't know. The more I talk to people, this will be the 99th episode I've done of this podcast, but
Oh wow.
We couldn't
uh,
get someone just before us. Nah,
congrats.
yeah, well,
congrats, man.
but so I've talked to a lot of people, and I've been doing this since 2021. It's not like it's always kind of been a back burner thing for me, but I just enjoy talking to people, and especially, now more than ever, I feel like it's important to like kind of like band together and like realize like why we're all doing this and have some sort of sense of camaraderie. It's like not about this show, it's about musicians seeing other musicians as like, yeah, we're
Mm.
kind of in this boat together. Um, but what do you kind of think drives somebody to become a musician or drives somebody to become an artist and like be so critical on yourself and like why do it rather than not do it? Why, if you enjoy playing drums or music, why don't you just play by yourself? Like what's the drive to play out and individually, whoever wants to respond to that first.
Um, well, I think what drives me to be a musician, I don't know. I didn't even want to be a musician. My pops and he's a musician as well, and my parents got me guitar lessons in like middle school for Christmas or something, and I didn't, because I was getting into my own music and stuff, and I didn't want to do it. I had no interest, and I played like I got taught like a Black Sabbath song or something, and I was like, oh, like that sounds like the song, and that was it, and I never stopped. And I think when it comes to playing in a band, like you said, like I could sit at home and noodle and riff and write stuff and play by myself, but there's something about being in a band with the collaborative process and working with other people. Like I could write a song and bring it to the band, and it ends up turning into something else. And I think that's beautiful. That's what I like. I like it when we can bounce ideas off of something or something morphs into something else, and you know those different perspectives I value a lot. And every time I play by myself, I'm wishing somebody else was there playing with me.
Yeah.
I feel the same because I'm just like, I feel like it's more peaceful and melodic when you're like playing a guitar or a bass on your own, but I'm just playing drums, playing like sometimes I get into it because I have my kit in the garage, but other times it's just like, I want to jam, and I don't know, what I like about being a musician and like, I look up to a lot of other musicians and like all the bands that I listen to that have quote unquote made it, and like I want to kind of emulate that with going on tour and people like feeling our music, feeling our lyrics. They're entertained with our performance. And, I just think it's a good thing. I got into drumming in fifth grade. I switched from trombone, and the only thing left, I didn't want to do it anymore. And the only thing left was percussion. And I'm sitting in a lesson with a bunch of other kids. And my teacher, Mr. Friedman, uh, he taught us. He was teaching us how to bounce the sticks and do a roll. And I was in fifth grade, so I was probably like 10, is as if you handed me a joint. I was staring at the wall, just doing a roll while he's teaching the other kids. I had it, and I'm just like in a trance, like just drumming, and then it led to this, and I'm really grateful for it. It's like kind of this innate thing that happened.
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
I think for me, the one thing that really keeps me just playing music all the time and trying to improve is how rewarding it could feel to hear a song and then put in the hours. And even if it's something really difficult, you know, something might not come overnight or even over a week, but finally being able to do it, that's like a rewarding feeling that you can't really get from anything else. And I think that's my personal motivation for improving. But then in terms of being in a band, there's really, I love the community aspect of it and being able to meet new bands, like meeting Dirtbag Ivy. Like, I think it's a really dope thing. Like, me and Cole grew up in this small town in Suffolk County, Islip, and there's really not a lot of people into the kind of like heavy music we're into. But getting to go to places like Brooklyn and Queens, upstate, going to Jersey and stuff, it's dope getting to like see other parts of the Northeast, branch out and show it to other people. Just meet other people who like the same kind of music, you know.
Yeah, and that's it's that general camaraderie. I think that kind of dovetails into my next sort of question. I mean, what is your guys' plan? What do you how far do you want to take this? Is this individually what you all see yourselves doing for a long time? Are you what angles are you working to keep the music going and touring albums? What do you have coming up?
I would love to tour and eventually get on like bigger festivals and like be on the road. I feel like that's like one of the best things about it is traveling and just uh being with your boys on the road, and then you're going to this location, that location. It's not necessarily like, you know, money goes into it, money comes out of it, but money's not the only currency that is involved in it. It's about the experience, it's about the feeling and the travel. Like there's more currency than money because a lot of people think of it as that, but it is not. But I definitely want to keep this going and do big things, big things coming. Stay tuned, big things. But
Yeah.
yeah.
As for the moment, we got what, like 3 or 4 songs in the works. We busted out one of them the other night. It went pretty well. Um, and then we want to record some stuff too. There's a couple of songs we've been playing for a little while now that we want to get tracked and all done up. And then we got some shows coming up, and just booking stuff. That's what's on the horizon at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I mean, I'd love to keep doing it. I'm never gonna stop doing this. Whether it's VALEFOR or another band or being involved in the music scene somehow. I do sound gigs and stuff, and I find that rewarding too. It just being involved somehow is really important to me. And even just going to shows. I'll go to local shows every once in a while and meeting people, and it's just fun. It's a sense of community, and I find that the scene that we're in is pretty accepting. I don't think anybody's ever, unless you're like a bad person or something, but for the most part, everybody's really cool, and it's a beautiful thing we got going on. I'm just glad people come out and see. People come out and dig and dance, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, Sean?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, we all have separate jobs outside of playing music, but it's something I never take for granted that these guys are always willing to put the time aside, even if it's like a weekend super late at night or a Friday night. We're always trying to get rehearsals in during the week and get shows going, keep it going. And, it could be tough doing all our own booking and stuff as an independent band. And right now we've been sorry, I was gonna say we save up all the money we get from like shows, selling merch and tickets, and put it right back into the band. So we're, I'd say, about halfway there to having the money to start recording the new songs we've been working on. But if everything goes according to plan, I'm thinking in the next year, hopefully, we'd have something new. Maybe around the end of the year, early next year.
Oh, yeah. How'd you guys record your first album?
The
In
first one,
basement.
yeah, we recorded in my. I'll give you a little. I just got it's a little. It's kind of a mess and stuff at the moment, but I've been, I think I retracked everything and recorded it, and
It sounds great. I mean,
thank you,
it
thank
really
you,
like the drum, everything pops to really, really well. So
thank you. And then our EP we recorded at Westfall. I got it right here. I got one right here. Look at that.
Look at that.
Wow, wow. You can see the reflection of the Craigslist ads that I'm looking at right now. I No, but that stuff sounds great too. I think you know, the uh the process of working with other people and recording, having somebody else record you was big a big load off. Not having to mix and stuff, and all I had to do was focus on playing, and that was a big. I thought that was it just made it a lot easier. You're not spreading yourself thin, and you know. So that's probably what we'll do again. I think I recorded some guitar tracks and stuff. I think we're gonna do guitar tracks and bass tracks here, and then go out for drum tracks and vocals, and then have them mixed. So that's the plan for the next release.
Yeah,
okay,
big shout out to Ray Marta and Anthony Lapardo for doing the production on our last EP, Cognitive Distortion.
yeah,
Westfall Studios, yeah.
yeah. I think that's not the first time I've heard that name. That's huh. I mean, y'all sound fucking great, and like you guys are young, and you really have the whole world ahead of you. And how do you guys deal with like a two-part question? How do you guys deal with discipline? I know you have to be pretty disciplined in general to stay healthy and like work and also do the music thing. And like, any thoughts on that in general? Because when I was your age, I'm 31. I was in lots of bands, but I was a total fucking wreck. I did not sound as calm and clear as you guys do. And everybody has their own journey, but for me, that was where I was at. Um,
This is a rare instance for me to be calm. I'm normally losing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen you play live, and I can see exactly what you're talking about of like it's you getting something off of your chest. But yeah, I guess yeah, we'll start with that. Any sort of thoughts on that discipline and how you stay with it?
I think I lack a lot of discipline in certain things that I want to do. Like, I know we have a show next week, next Saturday, so I'm probably not going to set up my cymbal stands, but if I want to be disciplined, I'm going to, and then keep playing drums throughout the week so that I stay tight. But some days, like I work out a lot and I have a gym in my garage with the drums, and I try to stay disciplined. Okay, that's cool. Your car's loud, whatever, dude. I try to stay disciplined with that, and like especially the days I don't feel like working out, I force myself to, because those are the days where I guess the discipline matters. But I still got a lot. I still got a lot of shit to do. I need a full-time job. I'm waiting for a company to get back on me because I want to go to welding school, and they could put me through it because I'm missing fingies, and they cover that. All I got to do is cover gear, but just with mental stuff and like therapy and well-being, like it's hard to stay on track with that. I've been doing pretty good. I left rehab like 2.5 years ago. I haven't done drugs. I started drinking again because I missed drinking with the boys. It hasn't become a real problem, but you know, I'm not gonna say that I have good discipline because I don't. And it's one of my goals to work up to for when I'm 31, you know.
I would say that I am wouldn't say the discipliner in the band, but I try to bring that structure and that discipline. It's funny you use the word discipline because I use that a lot with myself and
You listen to the King Crimson album Discipline a lot, right?
the King Crimson album Discipline, which has no relation to what I'm talking about. But
Nah,
I think no, but I think being able to sometimes like if I go to pra practice the guitar, like you just end up like fooling around or riffing or which is fun and fine, but there are times where I like to really like Cody said before, there's like when you don't want to do something, that's probably the thing that you should do. It's best for you, you know. I'll practice, shapes and patterns and picking techniques and stuff, and that stuff's lame. That stuff's not fun, you know. That stuff sucks. But like it has an effect on my playing, and I know like, and the consistency of it and I notice when I do it, and I notice more when I don't do it. So I think that's what I try to, uh, you know, I try to keep that in mind when I don't play for a day or two, or other things in my life start to, I'm tired. I don't want to, play the guitar. You can just pick it up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. It makes a big difference. I also, I really push for rehearsal at least like once a week, and we're really I think we really pride ourselves as a band being like really tight and like last night we played a show and there was no monitors so we couldn't really hear ourselves very well
couldn't hear
but like
shit.
I feel like we're comfortable enough not only with our own playing but what everybody else is doing and we can just trust each other and we've worked on the stuff long enough where like we can just we can just come together and listen and listen to each other as much as we can and we got through the show and we played pretty well considering we couldn't hear shit but I think discipline's not easy it's not fun but it's necessary you know
Sean?
I wanted to I wanted to add to that. Like the most I do with like because what Cole said is like I'll go downstairs and like I'll be like I need to practice the drums, but really I'm just like fucking around. And the most I will do is like I'll if I'm at a show, I get there and like I take some time to like play on my steering wheel with these marching sticks that Sean gave me, and that helps me warm up. It's not, and I do like certain routines. I have a metronome on, but I really need to be doing that like every day instead of sitting watching videos on my phone because that's a big thing in today's day and age. It's just like I'm not gonna go too far into the conspiracy, but like social media is a ploy to get us to not be at our most potential and keep us distracted with dopamine addiction.
Yeah.
But I want to give Sean his light to talk about the topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we really take our routine having weekly practice serious, and I think it's really important, like with discipline, to keep those routines going, because like as soon as it starts to slip, then it gets easier to say, oh well, we're not really doing the whole weekly thing anymore. What's the point of holding it up? And having that constant drive, like if it's just a part of the routine and it's normal, it doesn't really feel like as much work to keep up with. And then like other things like improving our music. The first album we did without a click for most of the songs, and then when we went into the studio with Ray and Anthony, one of the things they recommended was recording everything to a click. And I think, I don't want to speak for them, but if that's what they were thinking was best with their experience and that's what was going to help the music the most, like that's something that we all wanted to step up and be able to make happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like they said, sometimes the most uncomfortable things are going to be the things that are going to help out the most.
No, I definitely feel that. And it's also just like like dropping your ego and giving something a shot. Not everything all the time, but if people genuinely care about you or they want the same vision, they want the best out of your music, like going into trying different avenues is important, I think. At least what I say. Yeah, you all said some interesting stuff there. And about the social media and stuff. And I got sober about 10 months ago. I crashed the fuck out. And like being in a band has been like the be getting to play drums and yell at the same time has been like the most cathartic thing ever. But a
Yeah.
big thing when I got sober is I had to get out of like the mindless social media loop, and I got this app ClearSpace where it makes you do push-ups for it like films you and to do push-ups to access the social media.
Dude,
Interesting.
you should be sponsored.
Well,
That was a perfect segue.
yeah, but I like kept it and it got me in the gym and it got me healthy and all that stuff and like I don't know. And there's so many things to numb out that just the existence being relatively unbearable. And when you look at when I hear bands who are like kind of on the rise and like bands who are like just kind of like staying where they're at, there's usually some it's feeling like the world owes them something. And as opposed to like what can I give to a scenario? Like they're like, well, why isn't this happening for me? Or I do all this, why isn't this blah 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 blah? It's just
I
an
I
excuse.
hear that a lot too. Across not even just music, but a lot of people in general, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing is like owed to anybody in this world. You shouldn't expect anything. You know, I don't expect anybody to show up to the shows, let alone listen, you know. When someone comes up to me after a show, they're like, "Man, it sounded great. Like I really like, and they say, like, thank you for listening. Like you didn't have to listen. You could have sat here and like bullshit with your friend or something the entire time, but you listened, and I it's I don't know, you just got to be humble, you know. I'm not a very like egotistical person, you know. I don't know. I try not to be. You just gotta It's a big world out there, and all I know is that I don't know anything, you know?
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I don't know. Every time I think I've had an idea of how life's gonna go, that's when I'm in deep shit because
Yeah, right. When you think you got it all
nothing
figured out.
ever goes exactly how I think it's gonna go, and
Yeah.
I'm done trying to imagine that's gonna change. You can have a hunch, and that's fine, but being attached to an outcome or an idea really just like takes all the fun out of life. If I knew if everybody acted how I wanted them to act, and everything was how I wanted it to be,
It'd be really
everybody would
boring,
be
right?
miserable. I'd be miserable. Everybody else would be
Yeah.
miserable. Nothing would get done. It would just be just a bunch of tits everywhere, and like just I'd be drunk as fuck all the time, and like everybody would just be staring at me and how amazing I am, and that just doesn't sound that fun, honestly.
No, that's boring.
Like I got dumb ideas up here. I'm
You
not.
need you need you need some conflict every once in a while, you
Yeah,
know?
you need the struggle, and you need the things in your life that you think hold you back, and
And that's how you grow, you know?
yeah, like isn't that the whole fucking point, Or you could just, and when I see people complain about like where they aren't in life or like what things aren't happening for them and stuff like that, I honestly, I feel bad for them. I used to be like, yo, you're fucking annoying, but then that's just me getting annoyed with somebody else, and I see myself in other people in that way because I'm
Mm,
the guy that's like, oh, I went to music school and I have all this stuff. Like, why am I not like touring the world with a bunch of bands right now? Why
mm.
is this other guy who just seems like a total fucking idiot? Getting to be with all these bands. It's like usually because they're just chill and just like nice to be around. And like they resolve they like understand their emotions and their feelings and where they come from and they process them, which I have never done in my life up until slightly recently. So yeah, it's interesting talking to some people about, just like discipline. I feel like it naturally comes as soon as you stop beating yourself the fuck up and just realize that your life is just gonna be what it is. That's my rant.
Well, and you make what you want it to be, you know?
Yeah,
Like you said, you can't sit around waiting for a handout. Like
yeah.
you put the work in and and don't expect anything in return. And that feels a lot better than feeling like you're owed something. And then when you get it, you're not grateful for it, you know?
I think also a lot of people, I'm guilty of this myself, but they wait for that um, that moment where it's like one day I'm just gonna have it all together. I'm gonna wake up and everything's gonna be different. It's not gonna happen. It's you have to force the change. You have to force everything. It's like you're not. You might win the lottery, but it's not likely. You have to like force yourself to make that change in your life if you really want to see it. You know. And I sit there like, yeah, I do this. from time to time where I'm like, well, I just can't wait till like that thing snaps in my head where I'm like, wow, this is what it's like to start having ambition and like the discipline to get it all together. It's like, no, you gotta work your way up to that,
Yeah,
if that made sense.
totally. I think generally speaking, your 20s are about not that I'm freshly out of my 20s, but are about just realizing life is not really about getting what you want. Um, kind of like you try fucking everything. And yeah, but like you guys, and the reason why I even feel comfortable talking to you guys about this is because like when I do watch you guys live, it seems like you're enjoying it more than anything. And I'm not talking like the weird like ecstatic like, oh, those people are just so happy and smiling all the time. It's like you guys are just like present is like the word I would use. Like really, it's being like in the music, like part of the
Yeah,
music. And
it's like a mindfulness kind of thing, you know?
yeah,
I and I won't say that that happens every time, you know. There are shows where like or rehearsals or you just you can't connect, you know. And but you can't beat yourself up for stuff like that, you know. You're not always gonna have a good day. It doesn't mean you have to have a bad day, you know. Things aren't always gonna go your way or sometimes, life's life. Something's going on personally or whatever and you can't uh you can't always be present for certain things, you know, but you still work at it. We still practice and rehearse, and you know, I don't. Nobody in the band would make you feel bad about it, so why should you make yourself feel bad about it? You know?
totally. You're just beating yourself up, which is, as we talked about earlier, it's like how you grow, totally.
Yeah,
But it's also, yeah, to a certain extent, you can take that way too far and just keep on inhibiting yourself and feeling bad for yourself about whatever. Like,
yeah. I think I kind of toe the line between that like criticizing, analytical side of myself to, it's easy to say to my band members, like, when they're like, "Oh, I messed up that one part today," and I'm like, "Nah, you don't know. I don't know. No one knew. I didn't even notice. Dude, you sounded great." But you think about yourself really, and you're thinking about, "Oh, I made this tiny mistake, and everybody heard it," and you know, it
And
can be
everyone's laughing and they're gonna kill you in the parking lot after the show because of that one mistake that you made.
yeah, that nobody noticed but you. Like,
Exactly.
it's you can let that defeat you. You can I mean think about how many like people pick up the guitar or an instrument and like only like play for like a couple maybe a month or two and just never break through that frustrating part, that part where you are so critical of yourself and it doesn't sound good, but it's about allowing yourself to not sound good, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to, I love when we're writing a song, we're playing something, and I'm like, let's try this, and we try it, and it just doesn't work. Okay, so you never have to play it again. You never have to play it again, and
I
there's
love
always,
that. Yeah, yeah, like fucking yeah.
Unless you're in VALEFOR and you have to play it every time. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I
I'm so kidding.
no, but there's like we're our own worst critics. You know,
Yeah. I should have probably asked you guys this earlier, but where you guys are based up I'm in Brooklyn. You guys are up in Long Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
me and the guitar player Cole grew up in Islip,
Yeah.
and then our drummer Cody is over in Nassau County in Freeport.
How far away is that? I'm an idiot. How far away is that from each
We're
other?
probably like a half hour apart. He's a lot closer to like Brooklyn and Queens and all that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I we would love to get up there and we would love to play some more shows with you guys down the line. We got some stuff in the books and we want to do some more like little mini festivals in the
We
city.
actually, speaking of which, now that I think about it, a band did drop for next Saturday, and depending on what the promoter wants to do, either we're gonna keep it four bands or get a fifth band if you want to tell your dudes. Like,
Oh,
I know it's last minute, but it's you miss 100% of shots you don't take. So
No, I mean,
I'm
if you guys are interested,
cordially inviting you guys.
we'll talk about it afterwards. I'd be sick as hell, but like, especially in spring and summer, it's been a really cold fucking winter. So,
Yeah.
uh, things are gonna start happening a lot, and you guys rip. It's really cool to see you guys, and I'm like your guys' music is really fun to listen to. I'm a huge fan of like Tool and King Crimson is like how I like kind of grew up playing. So it's cool to see some and
That,
Math.
that, that's Cole for you. Throwing some Steely Dan, and that's Cole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit of Bob Dylan. I like it all.
yeah, and you can see that, you can feel that, you can hear that, but that's the best part about playing in bands is like you just meet so many cool people and you get to have like talks that are bigger than just like, oh yeah, this is like the sound that we make. I don't know. Music is a lot bigger than that. It's about being present for life and like dealing with your shit and how do you deal with the shit with a bunch of your friends.
Yeah.
And how do you put that into how do you make something for the things that you can't put into words? I've been thinking about that a lot lately. It's like which is funny having a podcast and like singing in a band. It's like there's a lot of emotions like in between when something gets silent, where it's like there's still a conversation happening, but there's just no words for what's actually being said. I don't know. Something I think about a lot. I ever since I got sober, I have a lot more fucking time to just be a fucking weirdo and just stare at a wall. So, um, I'm really fucking excited for you guys. What do you guys have lined up? It looks on Spotify. It says you have a show 29th. You also have a show next Saturday, and we'll talk about that. What else? What can people expect from you this spring and summer?
We've got one in April. We're gonna be back at Lucky 13s in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna be announcing that real soon with the date and the flyer. It's gonna be a lot of sludge, doom, heavy kind of bands like that.
Remind me not to buy drinks at Lucky 13 again, bro. I had like four drinks and it came out to like almost $60. I think I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, we got that. Then in June, we got another one on Long Island. And we might be having a little mini tour sometime in July. It's not all set in stone yet, but yeah, we should have a lot of stuff coming up this spring.
And what are you thinking for the tour?
It would probably be one around New Jersey, one around the city, and then one on Long Island.
Oh, dope. Just a few circuits. It's dope.
Yeah, a short little mini one.
All right, and then you guys are trying to record an album this year and just doing your things, staying alive, playing shows.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a fucking pleasure. Really dope to talk to you guys. You can always find me in the GMGF Discord and stuff like that, especially if we're trying to book more shows. The guys are in there too, and
You
it's been
send the link to the Discord. I don't think I have it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, send it to the band account.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're also using that because we hear about people wanting to needing to book more bands for shows and stuff like that, and having it in more of a spot, especially for people that we know and we played shows with regularly and
Yeah, yeah.
are in a similar space. It's more helpful than sifting through Instagram and social media, which
Yeah.
fucking is exactly what I was talking about. Like at least Discord is just meant for talking. Um,
Yeah, you get distracted on the social media.
yeah, there's
I did it the other night. I was like, what time
comment.
do I have to be there? And then I'm like on Instagram and I'm like, I didn't want to do this. You
Yeah,
know?
I can't recommend that app enough. It saved my fucking life. I
What was it called?
call it ClearSpace.
Clear Space.
I saw the ad for it on Instagram, but it makes you do push-ups.
You
Uh,
saw the ad for it on Instagram.
which is funny because like, and it's if now it's just turning into a goddamn ad, but when you first go on social media, it shows you things you actually give a shit about. It's like your friends and like things that it knows you care about. Then after that, it's just the algorithm is just learning you.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
You're in the system. So if I only go on a few minutes at a time during the day after I've like worked out, I'm so much more productive on there and actually do things. You only really need to be on there for a few minutes every day. Like other than that,
I set a timer on my Instagram. I have 2 hours a day, and I'm gonna start lowering that. And
Even
it
like
sucks.
that, like that sounds like a lot, but like it
No,
happens
like
really
that.
quick. It
Yeah.
happens
It
so
goes by
quick.
so fast. Like the alarm, the alert for 10 minutes left will come on, and I'm like, I woke up and spent an hour and a half on my phone before I even pissed and got breakfast. Like
Exactly.
this is not this is not human.
Uh,
It's you know
And everything in society is meant to be addictive right now. The way the social, the news is, the way everything is addictive now, and like that because people basically cracked the code on the human psyche and getting ahead of your thought.
on boredom. You know,
Boredom, yeah,
God forbid you're fucking bored for
yeah.
an hour. You
They
know,
don't want. Nobody wants anybody to have a thought. Like
Yeah.
you don't
exactly.
like you they don't want you coming up with like your own sense of worth and like knowing how like powerful you are as a human being. And you're never
Yeah,
gonna figure it out if you're just constantly like looking at memes and like the wars and butts and all this stuff.
I
She
agree, and like it, not only that, but it makes it like isolates people from each other, you know?
Yeah.
Like it as opposed to like having a connection. And I think that's the most powerful thing is having a community and being connected with people. And it
Having
doesn't
real
matter what's happening.
conversations.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world, but you could have a very fulfilling uh, existence surrounding yourself with people who are aligned with you, you know?
Yeah, and I think generally speaking, you're doing something better. Like, it's like what can you actually do? Like, if you're actually present for your friends, like, and not just think like your brain is fried if you're like staring at social media all the time or you're hung up.
Or
oh
hanging out with your friends on social media, like and just being
Yeah,
on your phone,
yeah, and you
like so
think that that's
lame stuff
real.
like that.
Yeah, it's like having these real conversations with people is so valuable. Playing shows for people where you're like actually like present and like there for the music, like that does wonders for people. It's like all in all reality, like people meet each other at shows. People like that's where people like have like real good conversations. Or it's where
Yeah,
people like find the person they're gonna fucking marry sometimes, or like some sort of or they form bands by like going to shows and
yeah, yeah.
similar interests. It's like they're a lot more important than anything else.
that's
Like
how I hopped with VALEFOR. We met at a show.
exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like
I
it's
met I
all
met my girlfriend at one of our shows.
there you
I
go.
was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot.
That's all right.
We met you
Well,
at a show.
yeah,
We
yeah.
met you at a show.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to meet people. So it's like there's a lot more value of like than I think we give credit for. It's like somehow we've rewired our brains to think that like that's like human connection where really a one-on-one conversation like this is
Exactly. I got
yeah.
um one of our friend bands in Lucid Dreams. They're literally they're probably the most talented, well put together Long Island band that I've ever seen with lights. They have the laptop. They write crazy technical like metalcore stuff. Their guitar player, Christian, he's one of the smartest people musically that I know personally. And the shit that he sends me on Instagram, I said to him the other day, I was like, smartest guitar player I know, and you're sending me this malarkey. It's like, dude, I mean, I guess he doesn't need a practice because he's already a fucking genius. But like, it goes for like, I send my friends a bunch of stupid shit. They send me stupid shit. Like, it's good for a little haha, but at the end of the day, it's like, we both have serious shit that we probably got to deal with, and we're sending each other like the fucking AI fucking bullshit. Cole, I love you so much, but I've left the meme chat twice. Because it's like, dude, why are you sending me this shit,
I get some
dude?
pretty curated stuff.
He's always serving them up.
I
Hey,
don't even have to look too hard for it.
and
No,
there's
you
nothing
don't.
fucking wrong with enjoying like a good meme and two with friends, but you just realize how many hours it's when it turns into a distraction from yourself and a distraction from the things that actually bring you value to your own life. Like it's
Yeah.
a
I,
self
I, I, I guarantee you nobody's on their deathbed going like, man, I wish I was on Instagram more. I didn't
I
spend
wish I
enough time
sent
on
more memes.
Instagram.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, I wish I
I mean
looked at more memes.
there's some memes that will live in my brain rent free for my entire life that are truly fucking funny as shit that I think about every once in a while. That's great. How many is that? Like maybe three, four out of
Gonna
the
be
billions that I've seen. Like,
Yeah,
gonna
what's
be
it doing for you?
104. gonna be 104 in the retirement home, losing your mind, going 6'7" and hawk tour while you're like fucking marching towards the grave. It's
Exactly.
like it's sad, dude. It's like I feel like we've strayed far from the human path with social media.
But doing this sort of thing, playing music, like actually like getting and encouraging people to actually be around each other and like actually like fucking like get uncomfortable, get like have a talk where you're like scared to like say the wrong thing, you know? Like
Yeah,
don't be fucking curated. Like make a splash. Like see what you're actually fucking capable of. Like that's the shit that we actually need in this life.
think music is one of the most substantial things that you could do in your life is making music because like you're creating sound out of pretty much nothing at first. Like, I when I was, doing a lot of like psychedelics and smoking weed all the time. When I was in my band Pincushion, we would like jam all the time and we're the earth vessel for this music, which in a sense makes sense because like it existed somewhere else unheard before we made it. It is a spiritual thing. It's a very significant thing you can do with your life is making music and creating something. It's just very like I don't know what I all this social media made me forget a lot of big words, but like it's important, you know. We That's what I love about being in a band. It's just making something beautiful out of fucking vibrations in invisible. The instruments are visible, but the sounds that come out of them, you can only hear them, you can't see them, and it's just like a beautiful thing to make music.
Well, it's channeling something. It's the actual way of like what the universe is doing. It's like creating and exploding and expanding and the entropy of life. And I feel like you can make your world really fucking small if you're just really focused on like dumb
Mm,
little things, especially focused on yourself and just
yeah.
constantly pleasuring yourself by laughing at some memes. You know, it's essentially jerking off. Nothing against jerking off. And I think this is a beautiful way to end the show. Cole, Sean, Cody, what a fucking pleasure. Thanks for being on the show. I'm glad we got to
Thanks for
finally
having us.
do
Yeah.
this. And I can't wait to see you guys whenever that happens. I'll talk to the boys about that. Let's definitely be in contact. Let's play some more shows together. You guys rip. Love listening to your stuff, and I can't wait for the future. So anything you want to say to the fans or the people out there before we sign off, let them know what you got to say.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a great time, man.
Yeah, of course. All
Oh
right.
yeah,
Stay,
thank you again, man. I ain't got much to say.
All right.
Come to
stay,
our shows. You'll hear what we have to say.
There you go.
stay hydrated. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of hydration, my water bottle.
Hell yeah, dude. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, but it's a good
It's awesome.
instrument.
Yeah, especially if you're working out and playing drums in the garage. Yeah, it's the fucking way to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you guys have an incredible Sunday, and
You too, man.
I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, I will. It's like 60 degrees out. It's
It's
amazing. All right,
beautiful.
later, guys.
Take care, guys.
We'll see
Later,
you.
man.